Welcome to this edition of Diaspora Central Continental Spotlight with me today from Angola, across the ocean, from the African continent. This man is known for being one of the baddest producers of the music genre Kuduro, predominantly an Angolan genre that is taken over Southern Africa and is also now taking over the entire world. Ladies and gentlemen, Diaspora, put your hands up for Mr. Patrick Taborda, also known as DJ Patrick. Patrick.
How you doing, Mr. Gil?
I'm doing great, man. I am doing great. And listen, I'm definitely glad to have you on this show.
Thanks for the invitation.
Indeed, this is Diaspora Central, and as you know, we showcase diaspora culture and talent. And you happen to be one of those individuals because you actually started your career in the diaspora. And then you made a chance to go back home. So let's go ahead and get ourselves started because I want to first establish exactly who DJ Patrick is. So let's start with your infants. Where were you born? Where were you raised? What school did you go to? Who was your favorite teacher in elementary school? And all that stuff. When did you get into music and all that good stuff? That's what we're going to talk about. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, so let's start. So you're currently speaking to us from Luanda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I've basically been in Luanda now in a role over 15 years.
Oh, man.
Probably around 15 years now since I finished my course.
Okay.
And then, I wanted to come back home and help my brothers,
Right.
Especially when it comes to the music scene.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to come back, but I had some difficulties at the start.
Right.
Because growing up in England,
yeah,
where I started, even though born in Angola, but
right.
I grew up in England,
mm-hmm.
London. I had lost a bit of our culture,
right,
when it comes to knowing how to produce
mm-hmm.
or what the music genres are in Angola.
Right.
So, because I was used to, the music scene in London, I was growing up with UK garage,
right.
dubstep,
right.
Drum and bass.
Right.
I'm an English guy.
and well, looks like that influenced you pretty well because once you got to Angola, you engaged yourself right into Kuduro.
Yeah, because there was a specific sound that I used to produce in England, mm-hmm. called UK garage,
okay.
which was the BPM were kind of fast,
mm-hmm.
and but with melodies on them. And when I came back home, I was listening to it, and I just noticed that I just had to remove some of the melodies and increase a little bit of the bass.
Okay.
That was the main differences that I found in the music genre. And
right.
nowadays, we make Kuduro like 140 BPM, and today even rap music is 140 BPM.
Right.
So it's different for me as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you also one of the men responsible for doing something to Kuduro. You're one of the men who's actually responsible for also making the sound quality of Kuduro a bit better than it used to be. So looks like you also started to engineer differently than what it used to be engineered previously.
Yeah, well, after doing my course in London,
mm-hmm. What school was it?
I studied at Cornell, okay. which is a college of Northeast London, in the areas of Tottenham, and that's I've done my course mm-hmm. there. Well, it's basically one of the best colleges to go to for music,
Okay.
It's where, most of the urban, people go to learn about rap, R&B, mixing, mastering.
Right. Got you. So they have a very good production program.
Yeah, they do. They cover creating music, planning the music recording,
Right.
the sound and music industry,
Right.
music sequencing,
Right.
audio engineering, sound techniques, acoustic, live sound, soundtrack, music production.
Right.
You know, it's you do sound engineering, but it's like a
Right.
package,
It's a
a little bit for everything. They prepare you for all types.
yeah.
You're ready for war.
Right, right. And they definitely prepared you for that, because as soon as you got to Angola, the first thing you did was get yourself involved with some Kuduro artists, and you actually ended up landing yourself a #1 hit in the Kuduro genre, correct?
Yeah, basically, when I came back, it took me, like a year for me to get to know the music genre and feel it the same way the public feel it. So it's a bit of an investigation going around, seeing what kind of drums they use, getting to hold what people really want to hear.
Right.
Because coming from another place, you hear things differently. So after adjusting, for a year, I started to produce it, and it took me another year for me to get the a #1 hit. But once I got the #1 hit, it was like 3 years in a row. It was like one after the other.
Yeah.
And it's like everything. Once you do a #1 hit, everybody's looking for you.
Right.
You don't even know where the next hits are gonna come from, because from going from 1 or 2 or 3 singers, you end up recording 500 singers in a year.
Yeah.
And one of those 500 singers are gonna bring you the next success.
Right.
So the second year after the first success, I had no time to investigate anything. I was just creating.
There you go.
Investigating anything.
No, got you.
I had people following me instead of me following what people are doing.
Got you.
So I was able to be more creative.
Yeah.
I was able to bring in a bit of the quality of London, because I brought the materials, the microphones, the compressors, Kuduro didn't have this back in the day.
Right.
I believe they just grabbed the mic, put it into the sound card, and they were recording it.
There you go.
While I was, putting the mic into an amp from the amp to the compressor.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to get the best.
Yeah.
Especially when you got Kuduro singers, they're the same thing as, like Bone Thugs and Harmony, the way they sing, like rapping fast.
Right. No, I totally understand. But listen, we gotta take a very quick break, because you currently have some new material. You have new videos out there. So give us one of your new videos, and let's go into this quick break. So set up the new video for us. Just tell us what video we should pass.
Yeah, I want to show Canicia and DJ Patrick Tokala.
All right, so let's go into Tokala with DJ Patrick featuring Canicia right here on Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles. This is a continental spotlight, and we showcasing Angola. We'll be right back.
É dessa forma que eu gosto. É desse jeito que eu gosto. Então, baby, tocala, baby, tocala, então tocala, baby, tocala. Esse jeito que eu gosto, moça, está aí no ponto, vem for free. Mulherona com fogo, bem impossível resistir. Quero-te pra mim, se não vens eu vou a ti. So I can make you happy. You know I want you, baby.
Baby, tem algo em ti que me atrai, mas não sei se eu devo confiar em ti. Eu gosto do teu jeito de me olhar, do calor no peito, fica sem jeito. I think I like you, baby.
É dessa forma que eu gosto. É desse jeito que eu gosto. ser tão popular tipo República. Anda, põe um gás no ovo. Esse teu olhar no canto sexy tipo a Mona. És mulher do bairro, me deixa no relax. E quando deres contas já estás a pedir um bless. God bless. É dessa forma que eu gosto.
And we are back. If you have just joined us, you are tuned to Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles. And my guest today is DJ Patrick. Yes, the Kuduro man from Angola and UK Garage from London. DJ Patrick is right here on Diaspora Central Continental Showcase today, and we just finished looking at Tokala. So let's talk a little bit about Tokala. The production, of course, it was you.
Yeah, the production was me and a friend called Ray G.
Okay.
You know, Ray G is another guy I'll be introducing because he's got a lot of experience as well. One day you're gonna like it because he's been around France, he's been around Portugal.
Gotcha.
So it's a different market.
Gotcha.
And what joined us was a singer that I used to record in London.
Okay.
An Angolan singer called Melody. And when Melody was in Portugal, she used to record with a guy called Ray G. Then she came to London, she met Patrick, and Patrick became her producer.
Gotcha.
And when I went to Angola, we were in these shows, like talent shows and all this.
Right.
And I see this guy go up called Ray G, and I'm like, is this the guy that Melody was talking about?
Wow.
From there on, I went to talk to him, and he was like, yeah, it's me, I've heard of you, and we just became like best friends all of a sudden, and we started producing music. So yeah, he was part of the melodies in Tokala.
Gotcha.
And it was a huge help. He's super talented, and I call him the Melodyne King.
There you go.
He can transform your voice into anything.
The man can work. He can work the Melodyne plugin. No, which is definitely cool. Now your feature, Canisia. Tell us a bit about her.
Canisia is already a singer that had an album.
Okay.
Daughter of Sergio Rodrigues, which is a famous presenter here in Angola. She already had the #1 hit.
Okay.
Which was a house song, Afro house music.
Okay.
So I invited her to sing with me, and she was like, "Yeah, okay, no problem, let's go." And I showed her the song, the lyrics. And man, it was a great experience.
Yeah, no, definitely.
When we went to do the video,
right?
We went to do the video 3 times.
Oh man!
Yeah? And it was like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
From here, like Cabuledo is like almost outside
the
Luanda,
city,
almost.
the main city, right?
Yeah, the main city. So we're driving there to Cabuledo, and it starts raining.
Oh wow!
And we're like, oh my god. Let's go back to Luanda. Next day, we go there again. We start the video. After 1 minute, again started to rain.
Oh wow!
Like, oh my God. I was already used to, because back where I was in London, it was normal raining, then sunny.
Right.
Weather changing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't normal for the Angolan people.
Right.
They were starting to say, "Oh my God, what's happening here?"
Yeah.
So the third time we managed to do the video, it was came out. It was really nice. It was really nice because it was like a resort.
Yeah.
And it looked like a tropical place, and it had just opened.
Right.
It had the beach.
What is the name? Yeah. What is the name? What is the name of the resort, and what was the company that actually shot your video?
The company was a guy called Alex Alves, which is a company called 3D Movies.
Gotcha.
3D Movies.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a really talented guy.
Yeah.
From Congo.
Okay.
Half Congo, half Angolan.
Gotcha.
That also studied in France.
Okay. And what is the name of the resort in Cabo Ledo?
The resort Cabo
You remember?
Ledo, Dosmar.
Dosmar, got you. So if anyone visits Angola, then Dosmar is definitely a place where they want to stop in and kind of check out.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I sometimes go to the resort, you know, once in a while.
Right.
You know, just to relax. You know, it's just a great place.
Got you. Now, when did you exactly discover that you had music talent? How old were you, and what was the first thing that got you into music?
Well, the first thing that got me into music was in London. You know, I was invited. I was an IT guy.
Gotcha.
You know, so I had like 15 computers at home. Everybody from school was like, "Can you fix my computer?" Blah
Right.
blah blah. You know, I was fixing lots of computers.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I had an idea of creating a radio station, an online radio station. You know, so I can connect lots of people from around the world that lived abroad, that
Right.
didn't live in Angola.
Right.
You know, our community.
Okay.
And from there on, I automatically became a DJ. With that fame, I started. I was invited to DJ at places in London,
Okay.
African, you know,
Yeah.
places in London. From there on, I met producers that went to the club to listen to me DJ.
Right.
Where I was invited to go to their studios,
Yeah.
and from their studios, again, I was from having that fame of an IT.
Right.
I ended up not producing for them,
Right.
but fixing computers for the
them.
producers.
Right. So you basically a techie turned music producer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from there on, I was like, you know, wait a minute. You know, every day I go, I'm fixing, I'm installing plugins, I'm installing softwares for them. Let me investigate these softwares.
Right.
So I started to investigate. I started to buy my microphone,
There you go.
connecting, you know, for the radio as well.
Right.
And then from there on, I said, you know, let me make a song.
There you go.
You know, I started like everybody. I grabbed an instrumental from the internet. I sang first of it, and then I said, you know what? I'm going to start making my own beats because of this copyright business.
There you go. Yeah, it will save you a lot of trouble. Now, one thing that I want to know from you, how old were you when you left Angola? Approximately.
Well, I was when I left Luanda, I was 3 years old.
Oh, okay, so you were 3 years old. So you went to school, so all your education was really in London.
All the education.
Okay.
All the education.
Now, one teacher in London that probably would be a teacher that would somewhat influenced you in being creative. Who was it? Do you remember the name? Was there one?
Oof. You know, I could. There's a lot of teachers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teachers. But where I actually learned the most,
right,
was actually you know, one of the persons that pulled me into the home studio. Was called Joca Moreno.
Joca Moreno. So Joca Moreno was your biggest influence once you started doing music.
Yeah, it was.
Definitely.
It wasn't really where I studied. Where I learned what I really needed.
Gotcha.
Because I was learning more from the people that I fixed their computers,
right,
which were already in the music
industry
world,
right,
industry. Yeah, that's where I learned, because from fixing and helping them, they helped me. And
right,
when I went to school, you know, just to do the exams and all that, I already had the basis. You know, I already knew what to do.
Gotcha.
It was, you know, my course, you know, there was like 10 modules. Yeah. And, you know, I took, you know, like 8 distinctions.
Okay.
You know, my teacher was like, why are you coming here? You already know. And I told him, you know, I'm coming here for the diploma.
Yeah, that is quite true. That is quite true.
Because but it was Joca Moreno which gave me the know-how of what to do, you know.
Yeah. And
by watching and seeing, I really learned a lot.
Got you. And once you got back to Angola, at age 20, who were the people or the individuals that actually helped you reintegrate yourself back?
In the music, I was really lucky to have a neighbor,
Okay.
which was already famous for Kuduro.
Okay.
It was two brothers,
Okay.
DJ Jesus and DJ Marcelo.
Okay.
And they didn't have the quality that I have, but they knew that I had the material. So, and they had the skill of production.
Okay.
So they visited my studio to learn. It was basically an exchange.
Okay.
They teach me how the Kuduro and the music scene here in Angola works, and I'll teach you about the quality.
Okay.
How to connect stuff. Just exchanging. There's nothing better than teaching what you learn to your own brothers.
Yeah, definitely.
They came straight and grateful, and
Definitely.
until today we're tight. And but there's other people that I visited along the years, which are different music genres.
Yeah.
I also produced Angolan, like samba, masamba, which were Carlo Pascual,
Right.
his brother Arthur Leite, Aleluia from Garimpeiros in Portugal, Victor de Almeida, which is the owner of Radio Vial, which is was the biggest studio in Africa.
Right. Wow.
The biggest in Africa,
Yeah.
which is Radio Vial.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And I was really glad.
Yeah.
Because after 5 years here,
Yeah.
I was introduced to Victor de Almeida, which then he told me that I was, he was my uncle.
There you go.
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I had someone in my family. I
Right.
wasn't the only one.
Yeah. Was into
the
music. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
which is definitely good. And now let's kind of go into let's kind of close this program, and we definitely got to get some of your shout outs, some of the people that you want to give some shout outs to, and then after the shout outs, let's go ahead and go into another one of your newest videos.
Okay. Well, my shout outs are gonna go to all the people that helped me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna because it's not easy. It's not easy. You have to like what I have to offer, my taste.
Right.
You have to enjoy it. So
Right.
the people that enjoyed, I send a big thank you to you guys. I send a big thank you to people that came to look for my work. One of these people was Irina França.
All right.
She helped me a lot as well. She's into the kizomba and R&B. She's a monster
Right.
in the music scene in Angola.
Yeah, vocally, and don't forget what you're about to say. I just kind of want to plug something in there. She's actually the reason why you and I know each other. Right.
Exactly.
Right. She's the reason why you and I know each other, because we actually did produce together for her.
Exactly.
Yeah, we do
which
have.
is the music saga, which was
Right.
just a success as well.
Yeah, no, that's a hot song. You know what? I'm actually at some point probably even gonna talk to her to see if we can do the visuals for that song, because it's really a nice song. It's a timeless song also. That's the good thing that I like about that track is it's timelessness, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but go ahead. You were saying, continue on with your shout
I want to
outs.
send a thank you to her, as well.
Yeah.
I want to thank Botulilas, os Lambas, which Black Power, Agregi. These are one of the top people that I recorded and came to look for my work.
Right.
Even though there was cash involved, but
Yeah.
I still have to say a thank you to them, because they chose to work with me,
Right.
which that also helped me to spark up into the music world here in Angola.
Right.
Without them, I wouldn't be the DJ Patrick that people know. And Gil,
Yeah.
I became famous here in Angola for Kizomba, Samba, Kuduro especially,
Right.
and Afro House. But, people here in Angola don't really know what my strengths are. And
Really.
my strengths are what I learned in London, which are rap,
Right.
R&B, and they haven't even explored me into
Right.
that.
Right.
Into that.
Right.
So I still have a lot to give.
Yeah. You know that sometimes what happens is all you got to do is do one song that will actually take you over the bridge, and before you know, you're right next level on that genre.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to thank as well people from a great studio that received me for my work experience in London.
Okay.
Which was Raw Material. Raw Material was like in the center of London, where a lot of famous people nowadays went to. And I'm talking about Mystique, these big groups in London went
Big
to, and I
names.
had the chance to be with them.
Right.
I could have been someone big in London.
Yeah.
But that wasn't my main focus. My main focus was to learn and come back.
Right.
And share what I have to what I've learned in London to share with my community.
With Angola.
And earn a living as well in my own country, because I do like the weather.
There you go. Hey, you are definitely not the only one, because I believe everyone that goes to Angola talks well about their weather there. Now, one thing, let's now get into the little spot that some people sometimes dodge, and you don't have to answer any of those if you don't want to. Okay, let's talk about your parents. Who is dad, who is mom, and let's go ahead and start there.
Well, my dad's here. My mom recently is here in Luanda as well.
Okay. Give us names, though. Give us names.
Oh, my dad's called George, and my mom's called Maggie.
Okay.
My grandma as well.
Yeah.
Called Filomena.
Okay.
Yeah, we're always together.
Got you. How many?
Together.
Yeah. How many siblings do you have?
Siblings?
Yeah. Brothers and sisters.
Well, to count exactly around 13.
Oh, big family.
Well, from my dad's side. From my mom's side is just one sister.
Okay.
But from my dad's side, 13.
Okay.
13.
Okay, so you guys are 15 altogether.
13 altogether.
Okay, you're 13 altogether. Okay, so 11. You have 11 siblings from your father's side.
Yes.
Aside from you, and then one from your mother and your father together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now let's go a bit more into your personal life. Now, is there a main lady in your life?
Yes, there is.
All right.
Yes.
Can we get her name?
Yes, her name is Jessica.
All right. Shout out to Jessica for holding it down.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Now, little ones.
The little ones, yes. I have 3 little ones.
Okay, big pops. How old are they, and what are their names? Can you give their names? You don't have to if you don't want to.
No. I'll say it. And just to show you that I keep it real.
Yeah.
I grew up with my best friends in London.
Okay.
My best friend was Daniel. And my second best friend was called Kevin.
Okay.
And my 2 boys, it's called Daniel, and the second one's called Kevin.
All right.
The third one is a girl.
Okay.
And I gave her my sister's name, Jacqueline.
There you go. Now, are any of them into music like you?
Well, the second one sits here in the studio sometime, and he looks at me and is like, he comes here, touches my piano, and I don't know, maybe they're still a bit young.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll grow an interest.
There you go.
But I will introduce them to an instrument.
There you go.
Because you never know.
Yes, sir.
You just never know. Tomorrow, they might want to carry on,
Yeah.
the legacy.
Definitely. No, definitely. And that's a good way of looking into it, because in all honesty, you know what? They have the best example right at home, and you making sure that they give continuity to all the good things that you got going on. Listen, DJ Patrick, it's been a pleasure to have you right here on Diaspora Central, my brother. I appreciate you coming through, you hanging in there, right? Hopefully I can make it to Angola soon, and we'll get to share a meal or something, right?
No. You will come, and we will go to Kabuledu.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't rain. Hey, listen. I don't fear the rain. Rain or no rain, I still go. It's not a problem at all, bro. I'll definitely go. Even with rain, I still go. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the invitation. I'm here.
Yeah, and then
I will forward you some contacts after.
Yes, please.
For other people that are in the music scene.
Yes, sir.
And also came to from abroad to Rwanda to start their life. They also have an interesting life.
Right.
We have people that are now owners of hotels.
Right.
And they started off producers.
There you go. Yeah. No, those are definitely the people that we want to showcase, because I will tell you, one of the pillars of this platform is actually to empower our people, to empower our generations, because if we don't see examples of good things, we can't do good things.
Exactly.
Right. And
especially in Christ, what we're living with the COVID and Christ, you have to be really strong in.
Indeed.
Because, our culture, we like touching. We hug.
Right.
We give 2 kisses on the cheek.
Right.
And we're able to do these things right now.
Right.
But we're having other forms of working, which are, we had to, place in our workspace to be able to continue doing what we love.
Definitely. But it's been a great pleasure, and that's Studio Fire Produções, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And definitely fire. So give us the next video that we're gonna show.
I would like to hear the next song. I would like to hear DJ Patrick and Alleluia Malembe, which means slowly.
Got you.
It was my first video clip, which released me as it was a mixture of Semba and Kuduro.
Got you.
Of Semba, which is natural, and the way I sang, which was Kuduro, which is also natural. I blended in both, and it was actually a successful song here.
Right. You know what? Actually, now that you mentioned that, I just remember Alleluia is the guy from the crew that hung with the Garimpeiros, right? Yeah, those guys had some serious fire going on at one point. Yeah, those are the guys. I used to call them the electronic samba crew.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I was part of the samba, electronic samba was on fire in Europe.
Yeah. And
especially in Portugal and London, where it had the discos of our people.
Yeah.
But in Angola, it wasn't really accepted because, we hear music. We like
different
music with acoustic.
Yeah, we need a band. Yeah.
But because I was already a famous producer here in Angola.
Right.
Because I made a song with Alleluia, which was electronic samba, I was one of the persons which helped to push the electronic samba here in Angola and make it, expand the song.
Yeah. Now, definitely a very influential man, brother, and I appreciate you for taking time out of your schedule to join us right here on Diaspora Central. You gotta make me a promise. Make me a promise that you will be back before the end of the year so that we can actually do an interview, which should be a profile interview. On that one, we should talk more in depth about you. We'll talk for about an hour and everything that has to do with you. Is that okay?
That's okay. I promise to come back.
Yeah.
I just hope you promise to send the invitation.
Oh, I definitely will. I'll definitely will send the invitation. As you know, Diaspora Central will definitely make sure, because if we don't do it for ourselves, no one else will. So it's been a pleasure, and until next time, for all of you that joined us, thank you for tuning into Diaspora Central Continental Spotlight. Our guest today was DJ Patrick of Studio Fire Productions in Luanda, Angola. Until next time, peace.
Sabulaste leva de lado, para além de tocar ando babado. Studio Fire é nova tentação, já me espera a nossa formação. De tudo que queiras ou não, em beats falados entre ação. DJ Patrick só bem escolhido, muitos esperam desse destino. Studio Fire com desatino, tive parado e não escondido. Estive a dar emprego até nos bandidos. DJ Ali, o DJ Mauro, sai DJ Xuxo, DJ Kisaka, o Cláudio Vaz e o Kiko Mal.
Eu sei que falaram mal de mim, muitos disseram sou cabim. Agora estão a se bater, por favor não me vejam. Gostosa chegou, rebentou, Macongo chegou, fez o mesmo. Agora estão a reunir, a me abrir em vários processos.
Neste momento eu me encontro na minha toca, a fazer coisas que o people gosta. Quem sabe esperar tempo abre as portas. Me tornei o dono desta boca, com várias batidas que vos choca. Faço bongula da maloca, sou o JC, o vosso cota. Aleluia, nova proposta. Se vos deu eu, mandei resposta. Eu não gosto de jogo e aposta. Foram 3 anos, me tornei bravo. Cheio de fire, no compasso, para todos largos. Minha voz lá traz concorrência, minha experiência vem com concerto. O DJ Mito, DJ Capiro, DJ Clécio, Ayu Samir, DJ Pemba, DJ Nigga Shed Demolition, DJ Explosão, DJ Pausas, DJ Aldas, o Nini B, DJ Ivan, próprio Kindoki, yeah, o Paulo Osso, DJ UK, DJ Malvado, DJ Sombra, Pedro Polo, DJ Varito, DJ Giovanni, yeah, a boca saboreia tudo, esse estalo teleguia os putos, só aquilo que o people pensa, baixa a cabeça, me com essa peça, vou dar na testa,